When you wake up in the morning, that's like the tone that's going to set your day, man. And I think a lot of us neglect this simple little thing. And there's so much that we can do to make it better so that we can function and have a clear mind and figure out what it is that we want to do. How do we plan ourselves in or out of wherever we're at? We need to get our mindset, and we need to be able to feel things. I think that we also need to think, and we need to combine those two in a marriage where they both work symbiotically. And I want to talk about that today. Welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babishoff, and if you're new here and wondering what the show's about, it is dedicated entirely to making a lifestyle design that improves quality of life for people and planet, exploring alternatives to the daily grind through liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life. Rah! So today, let's get into it, man. We need some routines, I think. We need things to get us going. And there's no more important routine than the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, man. Have you guys ever had a bad dream and then you're just like, it fucks you up, for the rest of the day, or you fell asleep to some weird movie and it just, when you wake up and you watch the news, I think you guys, the first one, I don't even have it on my notes here. Don't watch the fucking news. Go do like I do. Is it going to rain? Is it going to be 100 degrees today? Is it going to be nice? Just let me know the weather. I don't want to know about who's stuffing what in trash cans. And it's horrible. It's fucking horrible. I don't think we should just completely neglect it entirely. There's things we need to know. How much we can believe is anybody's fucking guess to me. Start your day off good and positive. And here's the very first thing that I try to remember every day. And I'll give you guys a tip here. Write these things down I'm sharing with you guys today on your phone. So the first thing you do when you wake up, look at your routine of what you have to do. Start treating your life like a business. Start treating your health and your spirituality like a business as well. We got to remind ourselves because we forget in the hustle and bustle of things. The first one is water breathing. And I've got on the private Facebook group, I actually posted a video on it on Instagram too, but I'm going to post it here for you guys. And first I'm going to tell you what it is and why it's important. Water breathing is a set of 4 breaths in and 4 breaths out. And what this does is it regulates the heartbeat. It regulates the oxygen going into your blood and just kind of gets you down into yourself, okay? If you guys notice, the importance of this is that we always breathe from the top. And if you look at a newborn baby, their whole entire belly just swells up like a balloon. They're just effortlessly breathing and getting oxygen. Why is oxygen so important? Because that's what you need to think, man. That's what sends the oxygen to the brain and through the blood and to get everything going. Everything. Oxygen is one of the main things we need for life on a planet. I think it's one of the very first things. If you found, like, say, Mars, and you're like, well, what do we need there? They would say, I think scientifically we need oxygen is the absolutely first thing. I think water is the second, and salt is the third, which we're going to get into here in a minute. Here goes the breathing exercise. I don't think it really matters. A couple people, like Wim Hof was saying, just put it whatever hole you got, just put oxygen through it. It's popular for people to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I believe this is because the oxygen gets absorbed in your blood a lot better through the nasal passages. So what you're going to do is we're going to count them like Mississippi. So sometimes, another tip, you have a tendency to breathe and it's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, out, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like, use a Mississippi in there and that'll help you out. So basically it goes like this. Ready? We're going to start. Through your nose, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, stop. Exhale out of your mouth, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, stop. In through your nose, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, stop. Out of your mouth, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and 4 Mississippi. Relax. So if you just followed me along with that, you're going to notice that immediately your brain stops and you start focusing on your breathing. And this is going to help you with meditation, which is coming up with next, to focus. But if you guys want to know the importance of this, martial artists have spoken that they have improved their performance by up to 30% just by breathing, guys. We're not talking about lifting weights, running, getting cardio, by breathing. Very, very important. Whatever day, it'll make a bad day good and a good day even better. There's some other techniques. Check it out. I posted on Instagram and also on a TED Talks on the private group of Facebook. But if you're depressed, if you're having anxiety attacks like me, it'll help you out. Moving on to the next one is walking. And trust me, guys, I take you guys on walks all the time with me on Instagram, but as much as you don't want to do it, I swear it'll make your life better, man. I have lower back pain, so I'm in roofing construction. Those things disappear. I'd love to have the sympathy for everyone to say, oh, poor Adrian. I heal myself through walking. You'll sleep better. You'll have better sex. It's been a long time for me, but when I did, I was having better. That was back in 1990. Anyways, yeah, walking will make you perform better at work. Get up extra early. You think that you don't want to do it. I'll give you guys a tip. Is the first week to 2 weeks, you're going to be in hell. You're going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and be like, why the fuck am I listening to this Adrian guy up and in it? This sucks. But what's going to happen is your body's going to start depending on it. It's going to start craving it. And if you don't get your walks, you're going to notice the difference. Oh my God, I'm not sleeping as good. I'm not making babies as good. Jokes, folks. I'm trying. I got to try to get some. I don't want to be so serious all the time. I get told I'm serious, and I like to screw off and make fun of things. So, and it's harmless. I'm just trying to get a laugh, okay? So I also posted another one on the private Facebook group, and there's this woman who's really interesting, man. She goes into fucking details. I mean details. And she suggests that calcium is king, okay? And in order for your body to get, and what the doctors are saying is salt is bad for you. Yeah, that's table salt. Table salt is really bad for you. But salt, like the ocean water has these minerals. I think it was 96 vitamins and minerals that the ocean has. And we have those exact minerals that we need, those exact amount. That maybe we came from the ocean or something. The body's all is 70% water and the earth's 70% water. I don't know. There's a weird correlation, but this vitamins is actually a weird correlation there as well. So sea salt, it is said from this woman, is that it contains 86 vitamins and minerals that you can't get anywhere. Well, you can get them, but it's got them all isolated in it. But the most important thing she said is that in order for these vitamins to penetrate a cell, for the cell to absorb, the cell needs salt. And if you don't have salt, guess what? The right type of salt, of course, blood pressure goes up. But also, you're not getting the nutrients. It can't come in. Calcium is king because when the salt is introduced, the calcium follows the salt. It allows the calcium to penetrate into the human cell. And along with that, everybody knows vitamin K and all these things will ride in. And that's how the cell actually absorbs. So her thing is, first thing in the morning, grab a little rock of salt, of Himalayan pink sea salt, put it under your tongue, and start your day off that way. Creative visualization, I want you to get out of the shithole that you don't like, and you need to create. So incorporate the breathing as I told you guys. Get yourself calm and focus on that. If your brain starts wandering off, then just go right back to the breath and start meditating, and it's a way to focus yourself back in, okay? Do some meditation. I think that's wonderful to sit there and just keep focusing on your breath and quiet your mind down. And when you get to a quiet place, for me, it's very difficult. The monkeys start coming out in the circus, man. They're throwing fucking, hula hoops around and glitter. And I mean, everybody's having a fucking party in there. And all I can do is pull away from it every once in a while and get a moment of calmness before everyone just goes, "Wah!" So yeah, calm the circus down. And if you can get little breaks through meditation by just laying down or sitting up and closing your eyes, hold your head level, focus on that water breathing, and just keep doing that and just keep braining your thoughts in. But here's what I want you to bring is some creative visualization. I think it's great to discreate and to notice all the bad shit in our lives, but like little children, we should use our imagination, and that's where all things are born, is through your imagination. We're just sucked into a vortex and a flux of time where we have to fight to get money and worried about wars and fucking pollutions and am I going to keep my job and recessions that may hit here. I mean, there's so much to do, but give yourself this time to actually do some creative visualization. And a lot of people have said this. Mike Tyson was one I saw where he said he imagined himself as the champ, and he was the champ before he was the champ. If that makes sense to you guys, you got to be that. You got to be ready. Like he said, if you're not right in your mentals when you get there and you are the champ, you ain't going to be able to function. You already got to be there. You got to think and create the life you want ahead of time and start heading towards that. And this is where I say, I'm going to end with plan your way in or out. And what I mean is to plan your way into a new career, a new hobby, a new whatever it is that you want. Lose weight. Use all these tools I shared with you today to create yourself what you want. And this is going to make you healthier, thinking better, and more clearer, and to perform better to get to what you want. And on the other side of the spectrum, if you want to get the fuck out of here, like I'm doing, this also gives you the time to creatively visualize in a positive way, what do I need to do to get out? Okay? And that takes time, and that takes a clear head and you need to think smart and clearly and wisely. And how are you supposed to do this if you're unhealthy and you're walking around with your shoulders up in your ears like I do? I'm not pointing the finger out at the world, because this is me too, but these are tools that are helping my life out, and that's why I'm here for you guys. So you guys, if you like this sort of thing, check out the private Facebook group. It's private so we can regulate it and keep any assholes out there. It's for a group of us as a family of people to do and say whatever you want, but with respect and kindness, and to build things up, okay? Not to build things down. Those who aren't here to help, they get booted out. Check me out on Instagram. I post every day about my alternative lifestyle design looks like, what my mini retirement looks like, and jokes and fun stuff there that you ain't gonna find anywhere else. Everything's that up and in it. There's of course the YouTube and everywhere on the podcast, Apple iTunes. And as I always say, thank you guys for being here, by the way. And don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up. Live it, love it, own it, and bone it.